I got my first computer when I was 7 years old in 1982. It was a Commodore VIC-20. All the other kids in my neighborhood, they all had Ataris. They were all playing Pac-Man and Space Invaders. My parents gave me a Commodore VIC-20 computer because it was educational and it was not a new computer. The Commodore 64 had just been released, and because the Commodore 64 had just been released, the Commodore VIC-20 had the price slashed because it was already old tech. And that was what my parents bought me. A second generation computer, and they bought it at Canadian Tire, which is first and foremost a hardware store. Because it was 1982. And I remember at that time, VCRs were complicated and old people found them difficult to operate. They were considered challenging. I watched my father struggle to put my Christmas present together. And he couldn't figure it out how to set it up. And I watched him while I read the manual that came with my Christmas present. And I tried to tell him, you just gotta do this and this, you gotta do this and this. And he wouldn't listen to me. Because I'm just a little fucking 7-year-old boy. And he's getting frustrated and trying to get me to shut up. Like he's unable to figure out some IKEA instructions. And he's very frustrated and angry, and he wants me to shut the fuck up so he can figure this out. And he didn't figure it out. And after approximately an hour, he got so angry that he just stepped away from it and went to get a beer. And by the time he came back with his beer, I had put it all together, and I was starting to write my first computer program from the book. And he stood in the doorway of my bedroom with his beer, and he was just like, this is my son's thing. I'm an engineer. I know engines. I know grease and mechanics, and I know engines, but I don't understand this, and I don't like it, but my son understands it. He takes to it like a fucking fish in water. And he just walked away, and he didn't want to hear about it. He didn't like hearing about it. It made him feel stupid. I could see it. Yeah.